Just excited about another opportunity, getting back into some league play and playing a great Wake Forest team. It's always been a really good opportunity for us when we play those guys. And, I got some history with those guys, especially working together with it goes back to a lot of guys. Kevin Higgins is a guy that I've known for a long time. He's been an assistant coach there. He coached for my dad, so we got a good relationship there. And he actually coached my brother at Lehigh University. And then Wayne Lindenberg is a guy that I coached with at Richmond, so he was on our staff at Richmond when I was there. And just excited about every year get excited about seeing him and catching up, and they do a great job. I mean, they do an awesome job. Dave Clausen is a guy that actually coached my brother in college at Lehigh too, so we go way back with a lot of those guys, and so just excited about this opportunity this week.
You've got a stint at Liberty in your background.
Yep.
What was it like seeing Liberty put Wake on the edge?
Yeah, no, it's always fun to watch teams that you used to coach for, and Liberty's a great program. I mean, they've done an unbelievable job developing a really a powerhouse, and it was a neat place. It was a great experience for me when I was there for those 6 years, from 2006 through 2011 seasons. And so, I hold Liberty near and dear to my heart for sure. I mean, it's a special place. So it didn't surprise me, because they're going to do that to a lot of teams, and they're a team that it's hard to play. They just do a great job and always have talent. So
this figures to be y'all's biggest challenge so far this season. And what's the mindset heading into a top 25 match?
Yeah, just really excited about that opportunity. I mean, we knew Wake Forest obviously won the division last year, and they got a ton of experience back. They do a great job on the coaching staff, as I mentioned before. They maximize the talent that they have, and man, these guys play hard. These guys, everybody on their team is a relentless effort guy, maximize everything that they got. And so it's going to be a big challenge for our guys. And getting back into league play, it's a big opportunity. So I think we're in a great spot as far as our confidence and knowing who we are as a team, and just feeling like we've been able to build and improve each week. And so going on the road, 12 o'clock game, of course, it's going to be a big challenge. So just excited for that for our guys.
Brandon, do you think the guys understand the opportunity that's out there this week, facing the champs, and you guys want to get back there to that chance?
Absolutely. That's going to be the big message this week is, hey, they're the reigning champs for our division, and we have an opportunity to continue to build off of this season and to continue to gain confidence. And so it's going to be a big challenge for our guys, and it's a big opportunity. Anytime you're playing a conference opponent, especially in our division, it's a big challenge. And then we're going on the road, so we haven't been on the road in a couple weeks. So we got to be those road warriors and be ready to play. But it's going to be. I know our guys will be up for the challenge, and it's going to be exciting.
When you look back at the Louisiana Tech film, what did you see out of the offense, and what do you think has to take a step forward?
Yeah, I felt like number one, I felt like we started fast. We had that first drive of the game was a great drive, and like I said, got some points, and so we've been able to do that consistently in the beginning of games, so that's good to see. So we can build off of that, and then I felt like we were very balanced. We had a bunch of 280, I believe, rush yards and whatever it was, 230 or 40 pass yards, and so being a balanced team is something that we really like to be. If the defense is giving us what we need to, then I think it's one of those things that's important to keep them on their heels. And so we can build off of that. And then, our third down efficiency and our red zone efficiency has been really good. And so just gaining confidence from those last couple of weeks, that's something that we worked on in the off season. That's something that we've been talking about ever since last year. is that we really need to improve on. And so, just that goes hand in hand with our execution. And so I just think that, we're going to be able to build upon those things and have confidence in those things. And then just being more consistent, and making the routine plays. That's always something that we can work on, and something that I've seen in the first 3 games that we can get better at. Just leaving some yards and leaving some points out there that we could have capitalized on if we either make the throw, make the catch, make a block here or there. And once we get that going, we're just going to be even more explosive.
Brandon, for the first 3 games, it seems like Bo Collins has been able to consistently find the end zone. As a play caller, what does it mean for you to know that, hey, we got a guy that we can heavily rely on?
Well, you said Bo Collins and consistent, and that's who he is. He's a guy that comes to practice every single day and has that consistent effort and consistent mentality that you need to be, to be a good player. And it's shown. It has shown the last 3 weeks. And I know it's pretty neat because DJ and Bo played together in high school too. So, they know each other very, very well and their games very well. And so, but it's pretty neat to see. I think 2 of those are scramble plays. And then just another one was a big play this past Saturday. So, just having Bo find the end zone like he's been doing is very comforting, not just for me, but obviously for DJ and our quarterbacks, because he's been practicing really well and been a consistent guy for us.
Describe what it meant to have Adam finally make his return.
Oh, it was unbelievable. I mean, that kid has put so much hard work into this rehab, and he had a great spring leading up to his injury, and just really never thought it would be quite this early. But we saw how everybody kind of heals at different paces and in different ways, and came back a little bit earlier than we thought. But it was really, really neat. The kid is just a grinder, works his tail off, and deserves it. And he goes out there and earns it every single day. And so just to get him out there for a bunch of plays was good for him as a freshman. First time in Death Valley playing a game. And coming off of a major injury. So I know he built a lot of confidence from Saturday night.
Coach,
Fourth of the way through this season, is the offense about where you expected it? Maybe a little bit ahead of pace? Or?
Yeah, I feel like where we need to be right now. I mean, I feel like our confidence was the biggest thing that we needed to get going these first 3 weeks, and we've been able to do that and accomplish that. And I feel like at every position with the experience that we've had the last 3 weeks, with some young guys getting in there and gaining that experience, has allowed those guys to have confidence too. And so I think confidence was the big word going into the season. And man, our guys are sky high right now. And again, still staying humble but hungry. And that's kind of the theme for this week, is just staying humble and hungry.
Do you feel like that now that you've got that foundation of confidence, you can now layer some more things on top as far as adding to the offense?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think anytime you got this confidence with an offense and as a play caller, I mean, you can continue to create and just be very, very versatile in a lot of different ways. And so, every week you have plenty of plays in the playbook or in the game plan that you don't get to, that you can kind of hold on to until that right time, and then continue to practice those plays. And so yeah, I feel like the more confidence you have as an offense and as an offensive coordinator who's calling the plays, it gives you an opportunity to maybe open up the playbook even more.
Coach, Will Shipley's getting 10, 12 carries a game. Is that about right to keep him fresh and get the other guys a turn, or should that be more?
No, it really just depends on how the game's going and who has the hot hand. I think, you got to look at it as a couple of different ways. I mean, it is a long season. Shipley is a tough son of a gun, and he'll run the ball 45 times if we want him to. But not just Will. We got Maffa, and we got Kobe Pace, and we got plenty of guys that are very, very talented that we really don't skip a beat when we have any of those guys in. And so I think that's a compliment to that room, being ready. And all 3 of them have played very, very well when they've gotten their opportunity. So So Shipley, there's no doubt, is a guy that we can hang our hat on when we need to, and because he's going to bring it every single time. And so, but the other guys are very deserving to play a lot of ball as well. So I just feel very confident with all three of those guys, and so I think we're in a great spot. How much they've been able to get the ball these first 3 games, all three of those guys, has been great, and they've all gained confidence through it.
Brandon, you guys were kind of able to overwhelm the middle of the field against Furman, kind of got away from that against La Tech. Is that kind of part of the game flow, the game plan, or would you like to kind of see that more going?
What was the beginning? What was it?
You guys were kind of able to overwhelm the middle of the
Oh.
field against Furman, not so much against La Tech. Is that something you kind of want to see?
Overwhelm the middle of the field?
Yeah,
Yeah. In what way?
just, being able to make passes across the middle of the field.
Oh, yeah. It really depends on the game plan and what they're giving us. We had one that we missed a catch early in the game, I think to Joe, in the middle of the field. So it just totally depends on what type of defense they're playing. Obviously they played a ton of man coverage this past game with one high safety. So sometimes you got to attack the edges of the field a little bit more, but there's always inside routes in every game plan. It just depends on what the quarterback's read is and just how the progression works out with that particular game plan.
How much do you feel like the quick starts in the last 2 games has influenced you guys' confidence throughout the game, and is that something you're aiming for against Wake Forest?
Absolutely. Momentum is the key to the game. Anytime you can gain momentum early on, you can get into the flow faster and you get into a rhythm faster. And so, and then which in turn, helps our guys gain confidence. So, anytime you can start fast, we talk about it all the time, whether it's at practice or in a game, let's start fast. All right, let's have a great tempo and let's get that momentum going to our side.
Can you put your finger on what have been the keys to this team's red zone success?
Yeah, I really think the work that we put into it, how much we've emphasized our red zone, and then really just guys executing down in that red zone area. And then whenever we don't get quite into the end zone, we got a heck of a kicker, and our kicker has done an unbelievable job. I mean, BT has been lights out. And so that's very comforting, knowing that you're guaranteed points when you get inside that 20-yard line. But for us as an offense, what we can control is our touchdown percentage, and we've been very good at that as well. And that just comes down to being able to finish, and having confidence in finishing. And I think guys like you mentioned, Bo, on some of the scrambles we had a couple times, and just guys having more confidence to make those plays and to finish those drives has been the key this year so far.
Brendan, since you've been here, you've heard for years people, critics trying to downgrade the ACC about, it's a one-team league or just a couple teams at the top. Looks like this year, non-conference-wise, you guys, the league has won 82% of its games. As you get into the meat and potatoes of the schedule, that's probably good to keep in mind, knowing that it's going to be a tough out every time you play.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what we talk about every single year and every single week here is that we're playing Clemson every week. We're playing, it's all about us, and it doesn't matter who the opponent is. We should prepare the same way. Our sense of urgency should be the same way, whether we're playing an ACC team, an SEC team, or an FCS team, it doesn't matter. And that's what the good teams do, is that they focus on themselves and they focus on their preparation each week and making that consistent. And so, man, there's no doubt about it. The ACC has got some strong teams, and week in and week out, we can see that. So it's always going to be a competition every single week, and just excited about this week, getting back out on the road and playing a great team in Wake Forest.
Yeah, that all being said, is it odd the way you guys have been able to put points up on Wake Forest even last year when they were, Atlantic champions?
Yeah, we had a heck of a game last year. Last year was our best game of the year, probably one of our top games of the year as far as offensively explosiveness. I think we had 500 and some yards and turned the ball over a couple times, too many. But man, we just kind of put it all together. So I think that can help our guys, build a lot of confidence going into this year and going into this game. It's a new defensive coordinator. Coach Lambert's done a great job there at Wake Forest this year, and then I know he was there previously for several years as well, so he's got a ton of experience at that school and has done a great job. So it'll be a great challenge, but just excited about this opportunity.
Do you feel like the success against man coverage, downfield passing game is going to free up some opportunities in the running game as a result of defenses having to honor that a little more? Is that your hope?
Yeah, I guess it depends on how you look at it, because man coverage, I mean, you got to be able to make the one-on-one plays, and create the one-on-ones in man coverage. And so the quarterback's got to give a chance for the receivers to make a play, and then the receivers got to be able to make those one-on-one catches too, and be able to do it consistently is the key. And then when they're playing man coverage, a lot of times they're going to have an extra hat in the box to defend the run game, and so we got to do a great job of fitting it up front. And then a lot of times there's an extra hat in the box. Our running backs have done a great job of counting for those extra hats by either making them miss or running through tackles and things like that. So you got to be able to run the ball no matter what, but we got to take advantage of what they're giving us.
Any questions for Coach from Zoom?
Brandon, this is Matt. I know Dabo said the one sack was on DJ. Just what would you like to have seen him do better on that play? It seemed like the pressure got there pretty quick.
Yeah, it did. We were hot, so they flipped we flipped the protection, and then they flipped their call. Did a great job, good call on defense. But DJ's just got to understand that we're hot right there, meaning we got an unblocked guy coming. We don't have enough guys to account for all the guys that they were bringing. And so, he just got to have that time clock in his mind and in his head and be able to get rid of the ball and throw it away and just, hey, it's okay if we punt. We got to punt sometimes. Let's just not take a sack. And so, we learned that lesson on Saturday night for sure.
And it also seemed like they were trying to disguise stuff and maybe move into stuff late. Just how did you feel like overall the offensive line did and DJ did of kind of recognizing that?
Yeah, I really felt like we did a good job of recognizing some post-snap stuff, post-snap recognition with how they did disguise, and then also up front, a little bit of stemming here and there, and just our guys in offensive line, we talked about communication all week long, and just being able to communicate when they move up the front a little bit and third down. They did some funky, coverages, but funky fronts especially, where they mugged up a lot of linebackers up on the line of scrimmage, and so we really had to challenge our guys to communicate up front so that we knew what they were doing at quarterback and we knew what they were doing at running back, and everybody being on the same page. And I really felt like, our offensive line is protecting the ball, protecting really well. Like I said, that one sack was not on the offensive line at all. They had an extra guy. So, man, DJ had some good time on Saturday night. I'm proud of them for that. And then I felt like in the run game, it was our best game as far as fitting up defenders and just having the hats in the right spot. And again, it came down to communication and being on the same page, which was good to see.
Hey, Brandon, I know you got to know Chase Bryce pretty well during his time at Clemson. I'm curious, did you see the final play against Troy on Saturday? What have you made of this sort of national attention that he is finally getting for his game?
Well, I'm so proud of Chase. I mean, he has been he's been an awesome kid. I love that guy. We had a great relationship when we were here, and I'm just happy that he's happy. He's doing some really, really good stuff. He's had a great program with App State, and man, it was exciting to watch that last. I mean, I saw the replay of that last play and the Hail Mary play, and it's really a great teaching moment for a lot of programs out there, that how important that last play is and why you work it every single week. But just to see him succeed like he's doing has been really, really special. And then not just this week, but last week against Texas A&M, being able to come out on top. And I'm just excited for him and his journey. Everybody's got a different journey, and his journey is paying off, and it really comes down to him putting in the work and being positive throughout the whole journey.
He threw that pass and then he went over to the sideline and was helping
Yeah, he is a very well-liked guy. I mean, everybody on the team loved Chase Bryce when he was here, and I'm sure that's the same at App State. I mean, he's just he gets along with everybody. Every position group wants to be around him. He just attracts everybody. So he's one of those guys, man, that you know, everybody has fun around him.
Thanks, man.
Anybody else for Coach? I guess, in terms of Adam, obviously Antonio's
Sure. It's Anna. I was just wondering if you could kind of describe Wake Forest defense, just kind of what they like to do and how they like to defend.
Yeah, first off, they're very experienced, a very veteran group. They got a lot of guys back from last year, a lot of older guys, and so they play very confidently. They play very, very physical, very relentless effort at every position. They do an awesome job with that. There's no doubt that they are relentless players and physical players. And they play a lot of four-down fronts and stem some, and they play a variety of different coverages, whether it be one high and two high. They play a lot of man coverage. So they do mix it up. But they all know what they're doing, and they play very fast, and they don't make many mistakes at all. You know, they're very smart. So it's going to be a big challenge for our guys. There's no doubt about it.
Last one here, John. Antonio, we've seen him make a really big impact early as a freshman with Adam, whether it's the knee in terms of getting into full stride or mentally. How much opportunity do you think there is for him to grow into a player who can have that kind of impact this season?
Yeah, I think, you know, Adam had a great start the other night just to get out there and get that experience under his belt. And he's a guy that's just going to continue to get better and better in both of those areas, with his knee, just feeling more confident out there. And then also just being able to, you know, being in the shape that he needs to be in for playing multiple plays in a row, and then just having that experience out on the field is going to help him grow tremendously. As we know, any kind of experience, any kind of reps that you get, you're just going to grow from that. And he's the type of kid that's just going to work his butt off and study, you know, his performance and find ways to get better. And that's who he is. So I expect nothing less than him going out there and just continuing to improve each week.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
About a 20-minute
Thanks.
break, and then